Steve, we've got two shows at the weekend, Nightmare 2 and Nightmare 3.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Nightmare 2 first. And Nightmare 2 got off to an absolute cracking start. I think we could predict on most things that was going to happen on that night with the fights. You know, we knew really what was going to get. But what we got on the debut with Lance Lithgow was not what we was expecting.
No, he's only 18-year-old. He looks a bit skinny and weak, doesn't he? And he wasn't expecting an explosive performance like that. And stopping a kid who's very durable, he was unexpected. But fair play to him. I mean, his jabs were vicious as well, weren't they? I mean, his power in every shot he had, and he was not just throwing him wild. He was picking him and landing him, and maybe we were doing him some injustice, thinking he wasn't capable of doing that. But you're like me, don't know anything about him, had no amateur experience, and he was unknown. But no, very impressed with him.
Lee Bundell doesn't bring us rubbish, does he?
No.
And everyone he's brought to us, that's why I'm excited for Joe Howard, for him to make his debut at some point. But yeah, I was totally blown away because Ricky Leach has become now, you know, I think he's 23 years, 21 fights, he's not been stopped, doing some great kids, been on our show loads of times, and if he is in trouble, he knows how to get out of it and, you know, tie people up.
Yeah.
He couldn't do that.
Yeah, no, it's a great performance, and he gave half a stone away as well, so that makes it that when he starts fighting it his natural way, he's going to be handful, isn't he? But he's only 18, so, you know, one of the problems, and we'll probably speak about it later on about the other shows, is that good young kids, you got to hold them back, and sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah. Well, then we had another kid making his debut, because there was quite a few making his debut on that night. Reese Woods. He moved down because he wasn't, as an amateur, he wasn't like heavyweight himself, but since he's been training twice a day, 6 days a week, he's come down his weight. He was making almost like middleweight.
Listen, everyone knows how hard it is to match at the moment. We couldn't get on his weight, so he got the Louis Van Pooch test, didn't he? And Louis Van Pooch has tested everybody, and you know, he's given a bit of weight away to him, and got through it comfortably, like you do with Pooch. You know what I mean? You make an easy job easier by just boxing him, and you know, he boxed him. He'll have tougher tests as we move on, but you know, he's a genuinely nice guy. You can see a little bit of nerves in him as well, so he was probably rightly got the easy one that he needed on his debut.
And then we had another debutant, kid I was looking forward to, because I filmed quite a few times in the amateurs and always put a smile on my face. Johnny Boy Kiley. And it was a really good fight.
Yeah, it could have been fighting a night, that one there, because that Jake Bray come with my mate Jimmy. You know,
and he was making his debut
on the road, and he was trying really hard, and you know, I'm not saying Johnny ran out of ideas, but you know, he looked sensational first couple of rounds, and I thought he was going to stop him, but no, the kid took his past come back, and you know, made Johnny work for it. I even think he might have lost that fourth round, so yeah, great fight, that was great.
Yeah, and then again, another debutant, the captain, Owen Kirk. He fought a kid who we seen for the first time last week against Marcus Malloy, and we quite like what we seen, didn't we? Thought it'd be perfect, because this time it was a much more evenly matched fight weight-wise, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he came and gave it a real go.
Yeah. Again, he took some pasty off Owen for the first couple of rounds, and I spoke to Owen afterwards. He admits he fell away 3 and 4, but he banged his nose, and it affected him a little bit.
I think it was the fourth round that he lost, wasn't it? Because, like I said, I think it was sometime in the third round, there was a clash of heads, and he caught his nose.
But what they've got, which is good for them all, was a great learning fight, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Owen will come away from that and learn a lot, and he'll be better in his next one. You know, again, he's a dedicated kid, loves the fighting, and travels a long way to get sparring and everything like that. I mean, done everything right, and he's having a little rest now, but he'll be back out in December, and you know, I bet there's no one as keen for him to sell the tickets and work and all that. You know, he's easy to work with. Yeah.
We dig up the. We've got then.
Carlo Motti, wasn't it?
We had the two experienced guys on at the end. We had Carlo Motti. I think Carlo's not boxed for close to 2 years.
Yeah, and do you know what? He's probably his best performance, and he's probably welcome to the pro games, even though he's had an handful of fights. You know, most of them has been easy enough for him, and he's not to get a sweat on. But the kid on Saturday, I forget his name.
Janadi, yeah. Janadi.
Is that what he's called?
Yeah, he's a Czech kid, isn't he?
Yeah. He comes to win, and he's a good fighter. And what the thing was, talking to trainer Martin Murray afterwards, was because the kid was putting it on him, it made Kyle work, which is one of his problems. You know, his work rate, because he comes so easy to him that he's coached through fights, and but he couldn't have coached it through this one. So, like I say, it was his best performance. He's ready to be fighting for titles now, and that was a perfect fight to get him ready. So let's hope the phone rings.
Yeah. And then again, another kid who's at the same stage as Carlo Motti, a kid with loads of amateur experiences, and I think he's going into this fight with 8-0, Jake James.
Yeah. I mean, that was another one where the kid come in 7 pounds heavier than he should have been, and Jake was a couple of pounds lighter than what we agreed on, so he was giving nearly a stone away, and it was a stone that kept the kid in it. And you know what, again, he's come away with another 6 good rounds of experience, and
you know what he reminded me of?
He's a couple of fights away from the title himself.
The kid who he's fought on our show a few times, Emilio terrible with the name, but he's fought on our show a few times. But he reminded me of the kid who fought in Sheffield, built the same, wasn't it? But like a tank and really stocky build, wasn't it?
Well, listen, me and Anthony's had a word with Jake now. He's got to get his weight down as well, because
and stay ready in case you get a phone call.
No, we're not going to rush him, are we? You know what I mean? He's a talent, and he sells tickets, and we think we can do something with him. So let's get him down in weight a little bit, fight a couple more on our shows, and then, you know, these lads, and Jake's one of them, they want to do something in boxing. They want to be champions. They want to make some money. So that means they're going to have fights, and it's just a question of getting them at the right time and the right fight for him. And then once we've opened the doors, they've got to walk through it, and I've told them to that. And you know, Jake will fight the titles, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay then, we'll
Nightmare 2's gone after Nightmare 1 the week before. Let's talk about Nightmare 3, and then come back about Nightmare 4 later. Yeah.
Alright, we'll see you in a minute. Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.